poppin' all stars? Welcome back to my channel. It's DAMNSHEJAMAICAN, your biggest and brightest shining star. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about karmic relationships. Okay, so karmic relationships, I've been inspired to make this video for a few weeks now because, you know, this is something that we all need to talk about. Now with karmic relationship, first of all, I'm going to break down what karma is. I made a video separately about karma. So if you want to check that out, please go ahead and check it out. Karma is just about, you know, the things that we have accrued from past lives, you know, so it's just baggage. It's things, it's energy that we're carrying, whether good or bad, from multiple perpetual cycles over and over and over. That's what karma is. You know, it's about what you reap is what you sow. So that may not make much sense to some of you guys because I know karma is a very hard concept for people to understand. I just did the North Node series. So in your birth chart, your North and South Node tells you your specific karma in life. So please go ahead and check that series out. There's 2 videos for you to watch for that series. So please go check it out. But for the most part, karma just deals with things that we have to learn from, and things that, you know, can cause us even pain, or things that can cause us joy. You know, it's just things that are going to happen regardless of how we feel, and it's something that we can't control. Karma is something that's out of our control, you know. So karmic relationships, I believe karmic relationships are equivalent to soul ties. And I feel like an example of a karmic relationship could just be a type of relationship where you just feel like you guys aren't on one accord, and you feel like there's a difference between you and that person, but yet you guys are still drawn to each other. You probably just want to get away from the person, but you just feel like you can't. Or even if you try to stop talking to that person, it's like you can't. Like you always go back. It's like something always pulls you to that person. And I think karma is all about lessons, and it's all about teaching us things that we need to learn in order to evolve, whether they're good or bad lessons. So karmic relationships can look like being in a relationship with someone and you may feel a lot of pain. The person could be purposely causing you pain or unconsciously causing you pain, but for some reason you hold on to this situation, and sometimes it's good to let go of the situation, and sometimes it's good to stay in the situation so you can learn and grow, but eventually you may have to move on. Like I said, karma is all about your baggage, and it's all about things that we've done over and over. So if you're in a karmic relationship and you want to get out of this feeling of pain and anger, or you feel like you can't let go of this person, is because there's something that that person is trying to teach you. Whether you recognize it on your own and you're like, all right, I see your purpose in my life and this is what I need to learn, or you just have to just talk to that person and figure out what the karma is, figure out what the baggage is. So another way to view karmic relationships is basically it's a one-sided thing. Like one person could be getting a better end of the deal and the other person feel like their needs aren't being met. So like I just made a video on Nature Boy and Ileana. That's a perfect example of a karmic relationship. Nature Boy wants to be polygamous, wants to have the freedom to be with whoever he wants, and then you have Ileana on the other hand, who is like, no, that's not gonna fulfill me, that's not gonna make me feel right, but yet here she is with him again, going back over the same thing, you know. So karmic relationships can develop like into codependency. It could feel like you are codependent on this person to feel good, and it could turn into a toxic thing because it could lead into emotional abuse, because it's like here you're thinking that this person loves you and you're thinking that this person wants to be with you, but they could only just want to be with you out of selfish reasons. You know, they probably just want to be with you because you're just a good time waster, you know, or you may satisfy them sexually, or genuinely this person could genuinely want to be with you, want to be friends with you, want to be in a relationship with you, but you're not getting fulfilled, you know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes karmic relationships can work itself out, and I think that sometimes it's better to just let it go. And the reason why I say this is because in both scenarios it's going to work itself out, whether you stay with the person, and because sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you could just be in a relationship with a kid or be married, and you recognize that you're in a karmic relationship, you recognize that you're in a toxic relationship, and you want to work it out. But then there's other times where that person, they can't reason, and they can't compromise, and they can't give, you know, there would just be complete opposite opinions of what's going on in the relationship. So that would allow for it to feel like it's one-sided, and that's what a karmic relationship could feel like. It could feel like one person is giving their all and the other person is just not reciprocating. And so karmic relationships, I think there's a lot of karmic relationships going on because, like I said, we are in a time and space where we're learning to love ourselves, you know. So we're gonna find a lot of karmic relationships going on now. We're gonna find a lot of people that hurt us even if they don't mean to, and it's because we have to get over ourselves. Literally, we have to get over ourselves, you know. I always preach that we are spiritual beings living a human experience, and sometimes we get lost and we forget that, you know, this is not the end all and be all. Majority of the people that watch my videos aren't even from this star system, you know. Like I said, I'm not from this star system, and I've known that for a very long time. My flesh here in this reality, when I die, yes, this flesh is gonna go back to the earth, you know, or into the atmosphere, but my soul, who I am as an individual, my spirit is going to live on, and it's going to transcend. It's going to take many different shapes and forms in life, you know. I'm going to turn into a star one day, you know. Once you transcend beneath this dimension, you can go into another body, which is a star body, you know. So, and stars are being born every day, so this is a very real concept. It's not something that I'm telling you that's not real, but now we're at a conscious level where you can understand where I'm coming from. But for the most part, I think that karmic relationships are just here to teach us something about ourselves, here to show us who we are, not who we are, not who we think we are, not our ego, not what we think we should have, you know. He should be with me and only me, he should be committed to me, he should be paying my bills. Because your higher self, your soul, the self that dies after, that lives on after this flesh dies, does not care about none of that. So I think karmic relationships are here to teach us about our true selves. It's here to show us who we are, and I think that karmic relationships can be detrimental to a lot of people if they don't know who they are and they don't understand the purpose of these relationships. And I think karmic relationships do bring a lot of pain, and I think that's why people may self-medicate, or people may turn to drugs and alcohol or sex or binge eating or just whatever form of escapism to overcome. And I feel like what that's doing, it's keeping you perpetuating and vibrating in a very low frequency, and it's keeping you in your animalistic survival lower chakra. But I think that when we come from our heart chakra and we vibrate and we elevate our consciousness, we'll understand that, you know, karmic relationships are just here as a mirror, literally as a mirror, to show us what we don't love about ourselves, what we can't truly accept about ourselves. You know, as a human being that was raised in a society that taught you to go to school, taught you to get a job, taught you to always look outside of yourself, it's very easy to be blinded and lost within the light. It's so easy to not remember who you truly are. When we're born with amnesia. Majority of people, if they, like Harriet Tubman said, she could have freed 100,000 more slaves if only they knew they were slaves. You know, a lot of people don't know that they aren't this body. A lot of people, the reality of the third dimension is so dense, and we live in such a harsh, dark Saturnian matrix that we have to work hard and have to work overtime to just even keep up. You know, so all this work and all this burden that's being brought onto us as human beings, especially in the Black community, because we have a lot of karmic issues within us as a race, you know, even from slavery. And like I said, good karma and bad karma. Like white people, white privilege, that could be seen as like good karma for them. You know, they may get away with shit just because of their skin color. And Black people, you know, may go through stuff because of their skin color. It's just karma. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of karmic relationships, but these relationships, Earth is not forever, you guys. Like, this is just a learning ground for our spirit. It's just a learning ground. You know, I've lived many lives before, and I've had to come back, you know, to understand myself. You know, the reason why humans keep recycling into Earth is because we still have not connected to ourselves. We haven't went within, and we haven't learned who we are. And I think that's what karmic relationships are. You know, I think that's my view on karmic relationships. It's just, we are in relationships with people that are showing us our shadow side, are showing us why we came here, you know, are teaching us stuff about ourselves that's going to help us to evolve as spirit. It may not help you evolve your ego. It may hurt your ego. You know, you may feel like, damn, this person don't want to be with me, or this person wants to be with a bunch of people and they don't want to settle down. And you may feel like that's your karma. You know, you may feel it is your karma. You know, you could have been married to this person before in a previous life, had kids with them, but you come into this life, the person don't want to have kids with you, the person don't want to be in a relationship with you, and you're thinking like, is there something wrong with me? And no, there's nothing wrong with you. You just have to look at that person and look at that person as your reflection. That person is just there to show you that you don't need these things as much as you think you do. It's your ego that wants those things. It's not who you truly are that needs those things. You don't need a monogamous relationship. You don't need money. You don't need clothes. You don't need jewelry. You don't need food. How we binge eat, or how we just eat food just to satisfy our pleasures. We don't need those things to feel fulfilled. And we've gotten away from that. And that's why we keep coming back here. It's because we need to keep learning that lesson. And I don't know how long it's gonna take people to learn the lesson. It's up to you as an individual spirit. But this video was just created to help spark that light in you, to understand that you need to focus on yourself. We're not perfect. We all have our own karma. We all have our own relationships that aren't perfect, and it's because we as people aren't perfect. So we're gonna go through karmic relationships, but it's whether it depends on you. You may have a bigger dose of karma than somebody else. You may be going through a physically, emotionally, spiritually abusive relationship, and there could just be a person that's going through something that's not as deep. You know, the situation may not be as dramatic, but it doesn't invalidate one or another. It doesn't make one karmic relationship greater than another. It's just we're all going through karmic relationships. We all have contracts that we signed with people, and you can look in other people's birth chart. You can do your synastry, you can do your own natal chart, and if you need help, obviously reach out to me. I'll help you. But there are things that you can look at in your chart that will teach you about who you are, teach you about karma, teach you about the relationships, and yeah, teach you about certain things. You know, there's a lot of behaviors that we are taught, but it doesn't resonate to who we are as spirits. And I think that karmic relationships are powerful, and I think they're important, and I think we need to understand what they mean so we can understand ourselves, you know, and understand what we need for ourselves. What your partner may need, or what that karmic relationship you may be in, what they may want is something you truly don't want. And great, now you have that person to reflect to you, to show you what you want and what you don't want. And I think we just need to learn from other people, not judge other people because they want to be a certain way, but just learn from other people, because other people literally have a purpose. Everyone has a purpose. And some people don't believe that, but I believe everyone has a purpose, whether it's a small one or a big one. All right, so that's pretty much what I have for this video on karmic relationships. I love for you guys to please continue this discussion in the comments down below. Let's talk about these things, because we all go through karmic relationships. Let's not be oblivious. You know, there's other things that we can entertain, but I think that entertaining our spirit, ourself, and nurturing who we are as individuals is what's going to help us to grow and elevate. So I really want you guys to comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. I'm losing my voice. If this is your first time seeing me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Smash the notification bell so you know exactly when I drop a new video. And I'll see you in another one. Mwah. Stay safe. Peace.
Yeah, damn, she Jamaican. Fly me out to the highest mountain. I just wanna be free. Fly me out to the highest mountain. I just wanna be free. Fly me out to the highest mountain. I just wanna be free. Fly me out to the highest mountain. I just wanna be free. Listen, switching up my flow a few times on this track. You can never ever say your motherfucker's whack. If I ever take a break, best believe I bring it back. And don't worry about me unless you're in my shoes. And even by then, you'll be so confused, cause the lights that be shining, man, and shit's really blinding. And I'm trying to pay attention, but I steady can't find it. I huff and I puff and I bark and I growl. I'm the baddest bitch, and then when you finna cow. All the Spanish niggas, they be hunkin' when I walk. And if you pay attention, you can see I'm number one. I hop on a plane and me fly to the Bronx. You hop on a plane and the flight not take off. And when them see me, I mean that them one. And when them see you, the pants not come off. Winding them waist, I'ma write another song. Time and a place, I'ma give it what you want. I should I tree, I'm the king and I'm on.